The issue of climate policy has also been a major flashpoint in the growing rift between California and the federal government. California has long positioned itself as a leader in environmental protection and climate action. The state has implemented some of the strictest environmental regulations in the country, pushing for clean energy, emissions reductions, and innovative climate solutions. However, federal policies, particularly under administrations that have rolled back environmental protections, have frequently contradicted California's progressive approach to climate change. For instance, California's landmark laws that aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote renewable energy sources are often at odds with federal rollbacks of key environmental regulations, such as fuel efficiency standards and protections for public lands. The tension escalated when the Trump administration attempted to revoke California's waiver, which granted the state the ability to set its own vehicle emission standards. California's ability to lead on environmental issues was directly threatened, fueling further calls for the state to chart its own course on climate policy. For many Calexit supporters, this ongoing conflict underscores the need for California to govern itself, especially when the federal government's stance on climate change is seen as harmful to the state's long-term sustainability and the well-being of its residents. As a state that faces significant climate-related challenges, such as wildfires, droughts, and rising sea levels, California believes its leadership in addressing these issues is crucial to its future. But under the current system, these efforts are often undermined by federal policies that prioritize industry and economic interests over environmental protections. Beyond these major policy issues, Calexit proponents argue that California's economy and influence are powerful enough to support independence. The state's economy is the largest in the U.S., and ranks among the top in the world, driven by diverse industries such as technology, entertainment, agriculture, and manufacturing. California is home to some of the world's most influential companies, from tech giants like Apple, Google, and Tesla, to Hollywood's vast media empire. The state's economic output exceeds that of entire nations, including countries like the United Kingdom, France, and India. With such a robust economy, California could theoretically stand alone. Advocates argue that the state's wealth and economic clout would allow it to establish a stable currency, build trade relationships with other countries, and maintain its position as a global economic powerhouse. Furthermore, California's large population of over 39 million people provides a vast labor force, ensuring that it could support industries ranging from agriculture to cutting-edge technology. However, the push for California's independence isn't without significant challenges. While the state has the resources and economic power to thrive on its own, the legal and political hurdles to secession are immense. The U.S. Constitution does not provide a clear pathway for a state to leave the Union, and any attempt at secession would likely face fierce resistance from the federal government. Historically, the idea of secession has been met with extreme opposition, most notably during the Civil War when the southern states tried to break away. In addition to the legal challenges, there are practical concerns about how California would navigate the complexities of becoming an independent nation. Issues such as border security, military defense, international diplomacy, and even the status of its relationship with the rest of the United States would need to be addressed. While California's economic strength is undeniable, the process of disentangling from the federal government would require careful planning and negotiation with Washington, D.C. and other global powers. Despite these obstacles, Calexit supporters argue that the potential benefits of independence, greater political autonomy, more control over policy issues, and the ability to align more closely with California's progressive values outweigh the risks. One of the most frequent questions surrounding the idea of Calexit is whether California could thrive as an independent nation. The state has long been proud of its robust economy and its ability to innovate across multiple industries. But could it function without federal support? Many proponents believe the answer is yes. With a GDP of nearly $4 trillion, California boasts one of the largest economies in the world, and if it were a separate nation, it would rank among the top 5 globally. Much of the state's economic strength comes from Silicon Valley, home to tech giants like Apple, Google, and Tesla, as well as from California's agricultural and entertainment sectors. However, critics argue that secession would bring significant challenges. Despite its size, California's economy is still reliant on federal funding for infrastructure, social programs, and emergency relief. Independence would require the state to build its own defense system, establish new trade agreements, and manage diplomatic relations, all of which would come at a high cost. Even if California were to vote in favor of secession, the legal path to independence would not be simple. The U.S. Constitution does not provide a clear process for states to leave the Union, unlike other countries where regions can hold referendums and negotiate independence. Any attempt at secession would almost certainly face legal opposition from Congress, the Supreme Court, and other parts of the federal government. Some analysts believe national leadership would take aggressive steps to prevent California from seceding, considering the state's economic and strategic significance. There are also divisions within California itself. While major urban areas along the coast tend to support progressive policies, more conservative regions, particularly in Northern California, may resist secession. This internal divide could further complicate the state's efforts to present a unified movement. If California were to succeed in gaining independence, it would have far-reaching consequences. As one of the world's largest economies, California plays a crucial role in global trade, technology, and finance. An independent California could form new international partnerships, potentially reshaping the global economic landscape. The success of Calexit could also set a precedent for other states to consider pursuing independence. States like Texas, which have expressed interest in secession in the past, may view California's example as a possible path to follow. On the global stage, California's independence would affect diplomatic relations, defense alliances, and economic agreements. Countries with strong economic ties to California, such as China, Japan, and the European Union, would likely seek to establish direct agreements with the new nation. Whether or not California ultimately achieves independence, the rising support for Calexit signals deep dissatisfaction with the current political system. This movement is not just a reaction to national leadership, but also a statement about the future direction of the United States. California has long been a leader in innovation, economics, and social progress. As the state continues to push for greater autonomy, the implications for both the nation and the world are undeniable. What do you think? Should California become its own nation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on this historic movement, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest updates. See you in the next video.